Hello everyone, welcome to the Niger Beach Review podcast. Yes, I took a break from the podcast, not because I really wanted to take a break, but because I was really trying to come up with something suitable that is in line with, what we talk about, which is business, brands, personal development, growth, corporate culture, and the rest of it. So, I finally found an interesting topic to talk about, and today we are going to look at 3 ways to start a business without money. So a lot of people, if you talk to a lot of people, especially young people, young entrepreneurs, they tell you, oh, I want to start so and so business, but I do not have the capital. Now, it is really hard to start a business without some initial form of money. Let me not say money in this case now, some initial form of capital. So most of the time, capital is not all about money. Capital could be in form of putting in an effort to learn something. It could be an effort to to go and become an apprentice under somebody. We had talked about in the previous episode of this podcast, if you go back and look at it, we had talked about how to start a job without experience, how to get a job or how to start a job without any previous experience. So, but this time around, we're looking at 3 solid ways to make money, to start a business without capital. So, are you ready? If you are ready, say whoop, 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 whoop. All right, let me digress a little. So I want to give a shout out to Mr. Tony Blades. Tony, thanks for checking up and saying, oh, I've not heard a new episode of the podcast. What's going on? So I'm back now, yeah. So you can always if you have questions, something you'd like us to talk about, always send in your questions and I'll be glad to talk about them. So let's head straight into the point. Now you want to start the business, but you don't have money. How do you now go about and start this business? What do you do? I'm going to tell you 3 ways to start a business if you don't have money. The first way of starting a business without money is get a job. Now you need to raise money. But if you don't have anybody to give you money, say you don't have rich family members or you don't have rich friends that would give you money, what do? Do you keep on waiting and saying, oh, I don't have money, but because I don't have money, I cannot start a business? No, you have to get your ass moving. How do you get your ass moving? My friend, go and get a job. Do you know what that job is going to do for you? The job is going to, number 1, provide you with the much needed capital, the much needed resources that you need to actually set up your dream business. Do you understand? So as you are working, what are you doing? You're actually saving your salary. You're saving your salary, and then when you feel comfortable enough, after you've saved enough salary, you can now take that money you got from your job and invest it in your business. Another advantage of getting a job is you can actually start your business. Business is very uncertain. You don't know how the business would go. You might say, oh, on paper, this business will give me 200,000 naira per week, or this business is going to give me 5 million naira per month. And then when you start the business, oh my God, everything you thought the business was going to give to you does not happen. So if you have a job, you know that, okay, you are still getting salary, you're still getting some income, and then so there's a safety net with you having a job and starting a business. It's not you just going all out. I would always advise, and this is from experience, that you start, the best time to start a business, the best time to start anything is when you don't even need it yet. Sorry. So while you have your job, you can begin to start your business. So you are not desperate. By the time you are desperate, man, you make so much mistakes. Your judgment is clouded. You cannot make the right decisions, because you are making decisions out of fear instead of a clear mindset. So get a job. The first thing, get a job, save the salary, and then use part of the savings from your salary to establish your business. Another thing a job does for you is you have connection. So you meet people in the course of doing your job, and these people can become maybe your co-founders, they can become your customers, they can become your co-investor. So it is always advisable that if you want to start a business and you don't have capital, you go and get a job. Besides, the experience you get from having a job will help you in running your own business, because most times people who employ you are people who have built their own businesses. They are companies that have processes and systems that have been built over time, and then you can learn from working in such places and now apply these things you've learned on your own business. I believe I'm making sense to you. Okay, so let's move on. So the first thing, if you don't have capital and you want to start a business, is what? Get a job. Yeah, the second way you can start a business if you don't have capital is to do what I call become a middleman. So thankfully the internet has, thankfully there is the internet, and then it is a platform that we can actually leverage on a lot. So what can you do if you don't go the path of having a job and then you still want to earn a business? Number two thing is look for people who own products offline, people who own shops, people who own supermarkets, people who own whatever, boutiques, whatever it is. Look for people who own the goods that you like to sell, and then take a picture of those products and go on the internet to advertise it. Do you understand? So you go to this person's shop, you take a picture of the product. I'm not saying go and take the product though. Don't go and take the product and start owing them. So take a picture of the product, talk to them and say, oh, hello, I'd like to start so and so business, and I'd like to take a picture of this product to advertise to my customers. And then you go on social media, you go on the internet, you go on Facebook, you go on Instagram, you go on Twitter, you go on WhatsApp, and advertise those products. So when you advertise it, someone sees the product that you are selling and makes an order. And then you can now go to the person and say, oh, I want to buy this product. Of course, you know that you have to include your margin on those products so that you have a little profit, you have some profit. Do you understand? So if you are consistent this way, you can actually set up a business. Most of the guys that sell products online, this is how they started. Most of them, even the big guys that make thousands of dollars and some even millions of dollars online, they have this is it is on the basis of this principle that they call there's a business model on this principle called drop shipping. So these guys, they don't have stores, they don't have physical products. What they have is somewhere in China where they produce this product, and then they have a website where they advertise this product. So someone buys, this guy places an order to China, and China sends the product directly to the customer. The guy he's just a middleman, and he's making money. So another way that you can start a business without capital is become a middleman. So you go to seller A, put the product on the platform, which is the internet. You are the middleman. You are B, and take the product and then advertise it for the consumer, C to C. So consumer comes to you, Mr. B. Mr. B takes consumer's money and goes to Mr. A and gets the product and sends the product from A straight to C. So you are happy as the middleman. You are happy. You are satisfying your customers. As the shop owner or the supplier of the product, they're happy that, oh, this guy is helping us to sell. And believe you me, you can actually set up a successful business just by being a middleman. I hope I'm making sense. If I'm making sense to you, subscribe to the Niger Biz Review podcast. Share it with your friends. Give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Tell everyone that they should listen. Give us feedback. Reach out to me. You can reach out to me via my page, Delurge, DALURGE .disha.page. So delurge.disha.page, DELURGE.disha.page. So go there if you want to reach out to me. You're going to find my email address. You're going to find my social media platform. You can follow me there, delurge.disha.page. Yeah, so you can send me an email. You can, just give me feedback based on everything I've said. So the first thing I said was get a job, save money from your job, and then use the capital to start a business. So I would not advise that you quit your job immediately and go and start a business. I'll say that while you're at the job, create the business as a side hustle and then try to grow the business while working. Do not become distracted from your main time job, because your job is the one giving you the income right now that you need. So you have to grow your business to a point where you are now comfortable. Your business is now matching the income or surpassing the income from your job. That is when it is the right time to quit a job and then face your business. I hope I'm making sense to you. That was the first point. The second point is, I say become the middleman. So go to the seller, take pictures of the products, advertise it to the consumer or to the buyer, and then when they make an order, you just go and pick it up from the seller and deliver, and you make a profit from that. I hope that makes sense. Now, the third way you can start a business without initial money is what? Offer a service. Offer a service. Become a consultant. Yes, I am a consultant. I am a business consultant. I'm a marketing consultant. I'm a brand consultant, because I have mastered business. I have mastered marketing. I've mastered branding. I've mastered social media. I've mastered the art of sales. Do you understand? So people can come to me for advice, and I can charge them. I charge people to create marketing plans for them. I charge them to run their adverts on social media. I charge them to run their adverts on Google. I charge people to build websites. I charge startups to publicize their businesses, to create public relations plans, to help them launch new products to the market. Why? Because I am an expert. Are you going to see me with some kind of tools? No, what you're going to see me with is what? A computer, a laptop. And with the laptop and the connections I have in the industry, I can make things happen for these people. And with my knowledge, the knowledge I've been able to build myself over time, that people now know that, okay, this guy is an expert, and they can now go to me to provide them this array of services. Do you understand? So another way, so what are the skills that you have that other people need that they cannot easily do for themselves? Do you understand? What are those things that you can do without necessarily spending money? And people, you execute on those things, provide people value, and then ask them, make them pay you for it. So what are your skills? Can you cook? Can you offer classes on how to cook certain meals? Can you train people on how to build websites? Can you make hair? So what are your skills that you can do? What are those things that you can do without spending money that people would pay to have access to? Do you understand? So that is another way. Become a consultant. You can become a speaker. If you speak, if you can inspire people through your words, and then you position yourself very well, people can actually say, oh, come and speak at this place, and then they pay you for making an appearance, for coming there to speak. I don't know if I'm making sense to you. So those are the three ways that you can actually use to start a business without some initial form of capital. If you'd like to reach out to me, if you found this podcast useful to you, kindly subscribe on Apple iTunes podcast, Apple Podcast actually. Kindly share the Niger Biz Review podcast with your friends. Give us a 5-star review. Tell people how this podcast is impacting on your life. If you want to send me an email, my email address is geosurveys44@gmail.com. 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 You can just check my page for all of this contact information. thelodge.disha.page, delurge.disha.page, thelodge.disha.page. Yeah, so I thank you once again for listening to the Niger Beach Review podcast. I hope you had something impactful to gain from this. I really usually do not want to make the podcast so long, and I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to share, to like, to give us a positive review. Come your way next time. My name is Olumuyiwa George. I'm the founder of The Lodge Consulting. I'm the host of Niger Beach Review podcast. I run the website LekkiRepublic.com. Today's podcast is sponsored by WhoFast.net. WhoFast is a website that helps you to check the internet speed in your area. So wherever you are in Africa, you can compare the fastest mobile network in those areas. To start using the service, it is free. Just go to WhoFast.net. And if you want to sponsor this podcast, send us an email. If you want us to give you a shout out on the podcast, just let us know. Take care of yourself and have a great day. Bye.